Hey everybody, how you doing today? I have a different kind of video for you. It's a little bit long. It's about wealth preservation between gold and silver versus cryptocurrencies. So for those of you who are new to the channel, I want to welcome you to this channel because most of it is regarding gold and silver and coins in general. But I have a feeling that because I'm covering both sides, there's going to be some basically crypto traders coming to check out what we have here. And maybe some of those crypto traders who don't have gold and silver will be inclined to take some of their profits and start buying tangible wealth, right? Tangible assets here in gold and silver. Now, if you stay to the end of this video, I will have something interesting to share with you. So please stick around. It's going to be a little bit long, but I'm going to cover wealth preservation, gold and silver versus cryptocurrencies. We'll start off with the reason why we are trying to preserve wealth. And we all know that the dollar is devaluing every single day. I found this chart, I think on one of the social media, maybe it was Instagram, the dollar's worth, purchasing power of the US dollar. And he has a nice little chart here, how it started to decline over the years, right? And so he's got some graphics here for Hershey's chocolate bar. If you had the purchasing power of $1 back in 1913, you would be able to get 30 Hershey chocolate bar, $26.14. It would be worth that much today, right? That $1 from back then is worth $26 now, right? And so he goes on to show you what kind of value, in relation to the value you have, depending on the years. This one's 1929. You could have bought 10 rolls of toilet paper for $1, with that purchasing power, but it would cost us $15.14 today. 10 bottles of beer will now cost you $19.91, and so on and so forth. And right now, what does the $1 buy you, right? $1 buys you a cup of coffee at McDonald's, right? And maybe 2 lemons, $1.20, 2 lemons, right? Like, this is how sad it's become, over the years. So why is this happening, right? Well, it's obvious because they are printing money like crazy, right? Look at this. This is the M1 money supply, and you see the gradual amount of money that's been printed over the years. And just within the last, year and a half, and you know why, right? I won't say the words, but you know why this has gone up like this. The amount of money that's been printed was insane. It's like the chart of Bitcoin almost, right? And so, we're going to get to that, the crypto part, but as you can see, it's been printed like too much, right? Way too much printing, and we're probably not going to stop. The only thing they know how to do is continue to print more money. And I heard something like the next package might be like $4 trillion. I think a lot of viewers and subscribers on my channel started buying gold and silver around 2008, mainly because of the financial and Lehman crash back in the day, right? We lost confidence in the whole financial system. People became very wary. So they took their money out of the banks and started buying gold and silver, right? And around that time, the gold was around $800 and silver was $15. And this is kind of like an average price back then, and it did fluctuate a lot, right? And I even saw gold go down to like low 700 at one point, and silver was at like 9 or 10, I think, right? So, but fast forward many, many years, right now at 2021, gold is $1,900 and silver is 28 and change. And if you wanted to buy gold and silver now, you cannot buy any kind of gold or silver around this price. For those of you who are new to buying gold and silver, especially if you're a crypto trader, you never bought gold and silver before, I'm just going to give you a little short rundown of how things are and pricing and all that stuff. And on the top here, we see gold at under $1,900. It just went down pretty big, $35, right? Maybe that's not so big in the crypto world, but in the precious metal world, when we see these moves, even a slight movement like this is considered big. Okay. And I was saying silver was 28, now it's down to 27.53. So there's a pullback in the metals, and maybe because that money is going back into crypto right now. We'll see. So I'm just going to show you the gold and silver eagle coins. Okay, these are new with a new design, and it's getting a lot of popularity here. Well, let's just say a lot of hype. Okay, I'm going to click pre-order, and then they're talking about what kind of gold and silver you can get, whether you want it in like this mint direct or you want it in these like carded plastic here. I'm going to click shop now, and it'll give us a lot of information or choices of what you can buy. And over here, this is the Silver Eagle Type 2. And I told you spot was about what, $27.53, and then look, they're charging $40.52 for this, right? That's how much of a disconnect there is between spot price and actual physical price. And then if you go down to find gold, here is the gold at $2,035 and $35.49, where it's 1880. So you're looking at a little bit over, 150, about 150 something in premium, over the spot price. So I just wanted to cover that so that, those of you who are new to buying gold and silver understand that that is how it is now. It wasn't like this before. It wasn't this expensive over the spot price, but now it is, okay? And for those of you who bought around these prices, you basically preserved your wealth because you probably made around, 100% in value, give or take. Your investment went up from $15 to almost $30, and gold was around $800 to $1,000. So now it's like $1,900. So I think you did pretty good, had you bought your gold and silver back at those prices. Now, if you sold some of your gold and silver right now, you actually preserved your wealth in actuality, not, unrealized gains. If you buy your gold and silver and you hold it, it's not actually realized until you sell it and you have the cash. So if you had, US dollars sitting in the bank account, you would have lost out on all this returns. So if you did sell a little bit, congratulations, you preserved your wealth pretty well. And while you possess those gold and silver, bars and coins, you were able to physically possess them, which gave you some peace of mind, right? It's not something stored in a bank. It's not something digital where it could be stolen. It's something you physically possess. Unless you get robbed, you own your gold and silver, right? So there's another saying in the gold and silver stacking community is that if you don't hold it, you don't own it, right? So this is a saying that we want tangible assets that we can access right away rather than having things locked up, right? Those are the kinds of worries we had when the financial markets and even the banking system was so fragile that we were, really at the cusp of letting everything crash and burn, right? So this is the beauty of having gold and silver, right? But let's say you bought Bitcoin, right? Had you bought Bitcoin in 2010, you would have been able to buy it at anywhere from 0.0008 cents, $8, $0.0008 to 0.08, which is 8 cents. And this is back in July of 2010. And I'm getting this from just typing in initial Bitcoin price July 2010. And here's the information that I see on here. So hopefully this is correct, but we'll just go with this data for the time being. So let's just say that you were able to buy Bitcoin at 8 cents back in July of 2010. Right now it's $36,000, or maybe it might be a little bit more, with an all-time high of $63,729.50. Okay, and had you bought Bitcoin at 8 cents, it would have been a 450,000% return on investment. That's crazy amount of wealth preservation, but only if you sell, right? So some people didn't sell, or some people sold at the wrong time and lost money with this, right? So let's just say that you were able to get at the cheapest price, or at least we are assuming this is the cheapest price. There would have been a 45 million% ROI, which is absolutely insane. The likelihood of anyone getting in at those prices were very slim because it was very difficult to buy. People didn't know what Bitcoin was. And you had to really figure things out, right? It was very confusing, and there was all this risk about losing the coins. You had to have these like pass phrases, and people didn't understand how this worked, right? And only like very technical, computer savvy people who understood like Bitcoin and its technology, they were able to figure out how to buy it and figure out how to hold it too, right? It took me a while to figure out how to buy Bitcoin initially, and I'll get to that. But the question here is, why did Bitcoin go up so much, right? Why did the gold and silver only do like 100% and Bitcoin went up enormously, right? Well, I think it has a lot to do with blockchain technology. This brought a lot of excitement to the world of computing and financial markets, or financial instruments, let's just say. Kind of like the same way when in the 90s, internet started to come around, and people were like blown away when you actually saw like a graphic image on a computer screen, right? Back before that, it was just either a black and white screen or a black and green screen, and you couldn't even have images to show up on a computer screen. So I think when you see something new like this, like a blockchain technology, it brings a ton of excitement and potential. The imagination starts to go, vivid and wild, right? So this is getting to a point where, hey, maybe this blockchain technology is going to be the wave of the future for money, right? So this is the kind of thinking that's happening. So I think that's why Bitcoin and all these other coins are going up. And the utility of Bitcoin and other coins is that it's easier to transfer the coins over to a person by just copying and pasting an address, right? And then sending it over. Whereas with bullion, you have to like physically package it and send it and hope that it doesn't get stolen, right? And just recently, this $48,000 of gold and silver was stolen by a postal worker from Nederland, Colorado. So this made the news a little bit in our, gold and silver community. So things like this tend to happen. And it, if it's a big amount, it'll get reported into the news. But even like small packages, sometimes, it doesn't get to where it's supposed to go. And I also think the fungibility of Bitcoin, where it's very divisible all the way to 8 decimal points, I think that also added value to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, allowing them to go higher. Now, regardless of whether you bought bullion or crypto, you had to get in at a good price and sell at a higher price in order to preserve your wealth. Okay, I think that's the key here. Regardless of what asset class you use, you need to know how to preserve your wealth with price action, right? If you don't have the know-how of getting in at the right price, then no matter what asset class you get, and if it starts going down, then you're going to lose money, right? So I have a chart here for SLV. Here is from 2007 all the way to now. And a lot of us got in around here, right? For those who started stacking back in 2008 and 2009, you were able to get in somewhere in this area. And then the bull run came all the way up here, right? So this is where Silver Eagles and all those coins were selling for like almost $50 an ounce. And there were some people who sold and took profit, which was a smart thing to do, because the incline here in silver, like we never seen anything like that before, so they were smart and sold. And some people sold even like 500 or 1,000 ounces, and other people were getting mad that, no, you're supposed to preserve your wealth and you're supposed to hold on to it, right? But look what happened to silver afterwards, right? It started to go all the way down back to where it used to be, which was here, somewhere around $15, and we hit a low of like 13 here around 2016, and then a little bit of a run up to 20, but for the most part, it's been in between, 13 to 20 for several years, okay? And this was the golden opportunity to be able to buy gold and silver at a really good price. And my channel was basically focusing on how to get great deals on gold and silver. And you were able to buy gold and silver sometimes for a little over spot or just at spot or even below spot. I had ways of showing you how to get, cash back and this and that, credit card points and so forth, so that you would be able to get silver below the spot price. And right around here, when, the lockdown started, we saw the scare happen and it crashed down to, I think it crashed to like 11, 12 12 or something around there. But the problem with this it's kind of a deceiving for some of you who don't know much about, bullion and how to buy physical bullion. Just because the spot price, these are all spot price action here, it doesn't mean you'll be able to buy it at these prices, okay? Physical bullion dealers jacked up the price, even though it was like under $15, $14. They were charging well over $20 an ounce for silver around this time because so many people wanted to buy because of this fear of what the unknown, like what's going to happen when we're all being locked down, right? So what happened was the demand came in so strong that almost every bullion dealer started saying, hey, we cannot supply the demand, so we will be delayed in our shipping and so on and so forth. And they weren't even allowed to work in some of these facilities, right, back in the day from last year. So the spot price was around 15, but the actual physical price was around 20 to 25, and sometimes it would hit 30, and now it's like 35-ish, right? So depending on what you get, it's going to be around $35 an ounce, even though today it's $28. So now let's move over to the Bitcoin chart here, and I can't get it all the way to 2010. There's no data for it on some of the charts, so we'll just work with this one here. And right around, see this, like the lows here was around, just give or take $300-400, and it was staying there for a little while, and it would have its ups and downs here and there, and it started to hit like $1,000 around this time. And I actually got in around here. It looks like I'm smart in getting here, but when you look at the chart, when you break down the chart of this area here, the 1 year chart, it looks more like a zigzag, right? And so I got in around 12 or 15 or somewhere $1,500 or somewhere around there, and it went up to like $4,000 at one point and pulled back to like 1,800. So there was a lot of up and down swings, and I was buying at different points. And then we had the bull run in 2017 going into 18, and Bitcoin, I think, hit $19,000. This bar chart doesn't exactly show you, that going up to 19, but it did. Okay, I'm just telling you that it did hit around there. And then the bear market happened, and this again, just like kind of like silver for several years. With cryptocurrencies, it was just like maybe 2 or 3 years of accumulation period, right? Everybody said, once Bitcoin went back down to like 3,000 or 4,000, right around here, you'll see it down back to 4,000. Everybody was trashing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as junk, and that it's not worth anything because it's just digital money printed out of thin air, blah blah blah, right? So once that cleared out, let's just say, right, that kind of cleared out, and all these other new coins started to come out, and there are two big hot trends right now, which is the NFT or non-fungible tokens, and then you also have the DeFi, decentralized finance, and this started to pick up and started to show some promise. But still, like over here, it still kind of stayed flat. Maybe it hit 4,000 again here. So, but it was still on its rise, right? And then this, I think it was late November, December of 2020. It started to really percolate, go up, and now it went into this massive bull run. That when I saw it go up over 50,000, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of the similar chart that we saw here in silver, right? We saw this going all the way. So I'm like, hey, I know this is going to go down like this, right? So if you go back here, it's doing the same thing. So I sold at around 52.5 or something. And, I couldn't cash the 64,000 area. That was the high, right? 63 or 64. But it has come down and it's pulled back to like the 30,000, 38,000 right now, somewhere around there. Okay. So after covering the chart of both silver and Bitcoin, in my personal opinion, I think it's a good idea to have both for wealth preservation because, technology is good and the old traditional classic gold and silver bullion is also very good, right? And we kind of think, right? I think both cryptocurrency traders and physical precious metals stackers have an inclination that there's some type of new financial system coming in the years to come. We don't know when, but it sounds like it's in the works, right? So what I foresee, what we would like to see, would be a gold-backed blockchain system that runs the financial system throughout, each country, or even the world. They may have one for the world and one for each native country. And so that, with the blockchain system, it brings integrity to the amount of coins and how the coins are used. And when you back it with gold, then it brings that tangibility, right? Together, I think it would make a very good a marriage of both precious metals and cryptocurrencies and bringing sound money to the people, right? So my question to you is, are you stacking both bullion and crypto? Let me know in the comments below because I have something I'd like to share with you, but this will be in another video that will be, there'll be a link in this video down below, okay? So you're going to have to watch that to find out what I am going to share with you. And it has something to do with a crypto that is backed by gold, right? So I'm going to cover that in another video, but it'll be unlisted. So you got to do is check below and click that link and watch it, and I'll explain further what that is. So I want to thank you for watching all the way up to this point. It's quite a long video, and I want to welcome all of you who are new to the channel, whether you are a crypto trader, crypto stacker, or gold and silver bullion stacker that are brand new. Welcome aboard. And if you'd like to receive more content from me, please hit the subscribe and notification button down below and give it a thumbs up if you found this video useful. And any comments or questions, particularly if you are one-sided or the other, let us know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.